thick. It's a little thick. Trying to get the stand working for you guys. That's better. All right. Today's going to be a little different on the live. We are not in the workshop today. We are outside in the backyard building this hunkin' beauty to figure out our storage solution problem. So I'm actually doing a full-on recording of this right now. So you guys are in the middle of me actually making the video for this. But I figured I'd jump on a live stream for a little while and show you guys who are interested a little sneak peek of what's going on. So this is what we have so far. This is day 3. Technically, we're starting just now for day 3. So first day was laying the foundation, getting the concrete pillars in place, bolting down the Simpson strong ties, that kind of stuff. Day 2 was all of this, and now we're on day 3. So I just have siding on here and siding on the other side to put on. And then we are going to do some mortise and tenon joints. We need a 45 going in between the actual beam and the pillars. So we need a 45 on both sides, and I want to do mortise and tenon with wooden dowels going through. I think it's going to look sweet. I couldn't find any wooden dowels at the store, so I figured, what the hell, I'm a woodworker, so let's make our own. And I'm going to do something cool with those wooden dowels. And yeah, we'll see how that works out. I've never made a set of dowels before to go through. Seems simple enough though. Make it about the same size, maybe a little bit bigger than the hole, just a tiny bit, so you get a nice tight fit, and hammer the shit out of them until they go in here. So we're going to do that. The other thing that we need to do is have a 45 coming off of here with a front ledger, and there's going to be one more beam. That way we can have a slightly overhung roof that comes down in the front is kind of what I'm thinking. But I'm still debating that one. The other option is the simpler option, which is just running our rafters and extending them on the front and extending them on the back. We already have our side extensions of 25 centimeters. That's plenty. So kind of debating on what I want to do there. Obviously, this one is going to look cooler, but it's going to be 3 times the amount of work to have that 45 coming out here with the mortise and tenon joints on those themselves, on all the pieces, and then running another beam across, which I already purchased though, so it might happen. And then running those angled pieces down in the front along with in the back. Now I do apologize in advance, my people. And I do not have my laptop out here. I don't even know how well the stream is going to go because we are not on Wi-Fi right now. We are running off of the beautiful 5G network, and hopefully that all works well. But I don't have my laptop for comments, so you guys are going to have to entertain each other in chat, and I will periodically check in and see if anyone's there saying hello and those kinds of things. So I'll check right now and see that there's gonna be 0 people watching. Let's see. Oh my God, I was wrong. There's 17 of you people. Make sure to smash that like button. Do whatever you can to help my channel grow. And let's get to it. True. Damn, these things are dirty. Okay. What I am doing right now, this is the, there's probably a better way, or a quicker way, I should say. I don't know if there is a better way. But what I've been doing for my siding, since we have the angle coming down on this back portion, these are the sideboards, which is a kind of shiplap board. And what I've been doing thus far is getting them lined up where I want them, and then making sure the bottom is lined up with the support on the bottom, and getting my gap where I want it to be. And this is a storage solution in my backyard, people. So don't you worry about, oh, those gaps aren't going to be perfect. They're going to be perfect for my eyes. I'll tell you that right now. And if it ain't perfect for my eyes, I'm not screwing it in. So Don't worry about it. And it looks good. And we work our way down. So right now, I just want to get this guy roughly, and I could use a carpenter's pencil or something like that to get these spacings if you're really OCD about that. If I was doing someone's privacy fence, we usually just take a carpenter's pencil. They don't sell those here in France, so get over yourselves. And jam it in between, push your board up against it. Great way to do that. Yes, I could go and cut a little piece of wood to do that, but do we really need to be that crazy about it? I mean, come on. Looks great. Looks great. Okay. So once I have that up there, we are going to stand on the sketchiest ladder ever, and we are going to. It's not the ladder that's sketchy. This whole ground is just sand. So the feet are completely buried to the first footing. And once I got this in place, I'm just coming from the backside right here and marking across to get my line. So yes, it's a little bit more time consuming. The other way that I could go about this is probably putting all these pieces up, going up there with like a jigsaw or not a jigsaw, that would, whatever, multi-tool, whatever you want to use, sawzall from the other side and just following the beam. But if you ask me, this is going to be the cleanest way to just take my skip saw, mark them, take them back down, and get this guy built. So what happened, for those of you who weren't here before, is we have all of these kinds of privacy bushes wrapping around our fence. I can show you guys a little bit real quick. So we have all of these bushes that wrap around our entire yard. There's my beautiful chicken coop, people. If you haven't seen the video on that bad boy, go check it out, because that is one fancy chicken coop. And I think Red would agree with that. That is the most chill chicken I've ever met in my life. But the house wraps around and we have those bushes absolutely all the way around for our privacy. Until dun, 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 the big storm that came through La Brede, France, and knocked over 4 of our beautiful bushes in the back. And at that point, we lost all our privacy. And the part that sucks the most is that with our neighbor's yard right here, they have a swimming pool. So I'm sure they're just as happy about it as we are, because our deck and swimming pool are right in line with each other. So if we're ever out on the patio eating and they're trying to have a good time swimming, it doesn't work that well. You know, it's the little things in life, like privacy. Speaking of privacy, this video is sponsored by Incogni. Just kidding, it's totally not. But I see that all the time now, so whatever. I don't have sponsors. It's just me, Brandon, out across the pond, doing my thing. All right. So we've got this board marked out. You can just see the angle that it follows right there. We're going to scale Red out of the way. Sorry, Red. Or not, because you're super chill. And you can just hang out underneath me. I wouldn't stand there, Red, though. I'm about to run the saw. Can you jump over? Good. Good chicken. Good chicken. Have the other phone though charging, because my plan for you guys is to, this guy's been dead though, because I don't use it. It's my old work phone, and hopefully I can jump into my own live. I can't, because this phone doesn't have service. Don't you hate it when you have a great plan and it just falls through the ground? So here we are. Chat, keep yourselves entertained. Don't think it's working. Whatever. Maybe I'll entertain you guys. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Let's get back to it before my wife comes back home and says, "What the hell are you doing? I thought you were a woodworking channel, not an OnlyFans channel." All right. Make me show my toes. Okay, so then at this point, same thing. I've just been bringing it down to the bottom, getting it lined up where we had it before, making sure our gap is good. taking the clamp. Oh, dropping screws. They're poking me with a finger right now. And it just helps. Because I'm a one-man show around here, unfortunately, right now. Which means that it's all me. That's what a one-man show usually technically means. And once on this next piece, I'm going to just grab the level and make sure that we're level. And then, which we should be. I mean, the whole structure is level, according to my calculations. And, but on the last piece, we just want to make sure that we are the same distance on top and bottom. That way when we go to rip that piece, it's a lot easier. By all means, you could rip it at whatever, if it's 15 up top, 14 down low, you know, that kind of thing. You could definitely make that cut, but I find it easier to just spread it and make sure that everything is the same. So I can just rip down a 15 centimeter board or whatever the case is. Knocking off the clamps. Singing like a tree. What? Hey Red, you come back to check up on me? I think the chickens think I'm building them another house. You are surely mistaken, my guy. You guys already have your beautiful forever home. Seriously guys, that chicken coop is sweet. If you want, I can show it to you. Just let me know in chat. I'll check up on you guys and see how it's all going. All right. Probably not the best, you know, live interaction you guys are gonna get right now because of the fact. But usually I'm in my woodworking shop doing cool things, as in like, I don't know, little projects that are a lot more satisfying to watch the beginning and after. This probably isn't that satisfying for you guys. But I'll tell you what is satisfying. It's satisfying for me. So thank you. Thank you, chat. For being there. That's what we gotta do. And I go on vacation tomorrow. So I really want to just get the siding done on this guy. Okay. So like I said, this back one is going to be a little different because what I want to do, this is the second to last piece right here. So who knows? We might just be that good. I'm going to grab the tape measure. Tape measures in the wood shop. You guys want to make a little trip with me? Give you a grand tour for all 10 of you. Welcome, welcome. All right, so this is what we got so far. We are working on this backside, right? We got all of this done over here, and this is going to be how we get our privacy back. So a big storm came through, knocked all these trees over. Now we're building this guy to take care of all of this. So I need to cut all those guys down. It's always work. I enjoy it though. So we just have to do this side right here, and then we have to do this side right here, and then we can start working on the roof. But right now I need my tape measure, which I thought I had with me, and I don't. So I'm gonna give you guys a tour of the chicken coop real quick. Oh yeah, here's the gnome house that I built. For those of you guys who have not seen that, we have like the chickens effed everything up and dug all around, and they used to just be covered in moss everywhere around the side here, and I had all these LED lights underneath it. Chickens just destroy everything, I'll tell you that right now. But this was the gnome house that I built that my daughter plays with, and goes inside. And it's got like a little second story to it, so you can just roll this guy off, and then you can come on the inside and play with your kitty cats, is what Amber does. Oh yeah, and did I mention it's a birdhouse? Yeah, so that's the roof, and it just rolls around on that bad boy, and that's that. And then over here, we've got ourselves our chicken coop. So this thing is badass. I need to do another coat of paint on it. I painted it during winter time. That's a no-no, people, but I had no choice. So this guy is my little pride and joy. Everything is built, all of this is pallet wood. I have the full video on my channel if you guys want to see how I made this. I made all of these little windows, just everything. The chimney itself is for food storage. So when you take this guy off, we have food that goes into that pipe and feeds down into the inside over here. And then on this side, we have a little hidden access as well to grab the eggs from. So, and then there's some roosting bars up on both sides and things like that. Yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. So let's go grab the tape measure and get back to work. How's that sound? Hello, Andrew. I don't know if you're still there, but welcome, welcome. I'll show you guys the woodworking shop that we're usually in, but today we are outside and we are building that privacy storage solution. So this is the garage, and this is the wood shop that you guys usually see me working in. Let me flip it around and show you guys. So we converted the garage, and by we, I mean this guy, into the woodworking shop. Built all these cabinets to put all of my creations in and tools. It's a freaking mess right now. It is never, ever this dirty. But yesterday a big storm came in, so I brought all of the tools that I was working with back inside and just shoved them into here for now. And because I knew I was going to be bringing them back outside today. So usually, there you are. Usually I put my tape measure right up there in those little spots, and my speakers and things like that go up there. So yeah, this is the wood shop that we're usually in for you guys. But like I said, today we're in the backyard and we're building a gigantic place to store this firewood. So it's pretty cool. I actually really, this is the back of the house. And then our beautiful swimming pool. And then right back there is where we're working right now. That's where the 4 bushes got knocked over by the wind. And we said, hey, why don't we take full advantage of the situation and build something to put all of our firewood in. So I just got done splitting all of this with my father-in-law on his property, bringing it over to the house, and then our original firewood is all underneath that orange tarp. So the goal is to get that all in here, and I think it's gonna fit perfectly. So right now we're working on that, people. Let's see if we can't do this with one hand. There we go. Cool. All right. I think the still camera works a little bit better for you guys, right? Less of a headache. All right. So on this last piece, the way that it works is we want to take our measurement from top and bottom and just make sure that we're in the same realm of things. So we're sitting at 16 and 16 and 0.25. So we are ridiculously close on that, which is awesome. We could just bring out this bottom just a tiny bit. So before I attach this second to last board, and it's the same thing you would do with privacy fences. So we are at 16.2. So that means that if I cut this one at 15 and a half, we're going to be looking good. 16. Okay. So that means I can screw this board in. Everything's measuring at 16. All of these gaps are half. So that means that's perfect. By half, I mean 5 millimeters, because 10 centimeters is the, I don't know why I said half, but it's half. Just trust me on that. So, I think I said half because I'm 16.5 kind of thing. Whatever, doesn't matter. But we're good to screw this one in, get it secured, and then we can rip that last one down. Oh no, we're not. That's okay, because that's exactly where that guy goes. We are not okay to screw that in yet. You guys are connecting. We have to come up to the top and put this guy down. Cool. So, that jumps around real quick. Let's go. We got that guy marked up now. Full drill for his E. Not that that matters. Get this guy off. This is the process. This is so low down here with this. If we make it through with enough screws. Check everything. 16. 16. 16. Let's go to the one nation. We Nice. So, let's go. We got one board to rip down, and once we rip it down, we can bring it back, mark it up, all that kind of stuff. I don't think we'll need the tape measure in the workshop because we know that we are ripping this guy down to 15. 16, oh no, 15.5 would be where we kind of want it. Yeah. Let's double check. 15. I'm gonna go with 15 points. Give us a little room. Okay, so we will bring the board with us. Using my wife's phone stand. So we'll see how much time we get out of it. All right. Actually, here's what we're gonna do to save on some material. I'll show you guys. Because all of the leftover pieces from this guy, I'm going to end up building planter boxes out of, because this is considered a class 4 exterior wood. And so they're great for planter boxes, and I have a ton of extra material here. So just make sure that's a little over the bottom there. And we can cut that guy right there. That way we don't rip down the entire piece. We're just going to rip down pretty much what we need, which saves us some material here. All right, we got our piece ripped down. Totally forgot that I'm supposed to be hitting record on the main camera for the last 3 boards, but we'll do some YouTube editing magic and no one's gonna know. Speaking of which, there's like 6 clips in this video, like the ones that I'm shooting right now. I didn't realize my mic wasn't connected, so that's gonna be fun. Whole bunch of footage just wasted. All right, we're back in the workshop. Not wasted, we're gonna fix it. Back in the wood shop now. Now this is where the majority of you guys come to see what we're doing across the pond. But like I said, today is a little different. And I go on vacation tomorrow. So, come on, there we go. So I just want to kind of get some more work done on this guy, say hello to you guys, and go from there. Don't expect anything, because this is a, kind of a, well, live, you know, screen? Okay, so this guy is going to go on, if I want that to be the top, it's not possible for that to be the top, so that doesn't matter. So we need 15 from this side over, which means that we are going to run this board through this way. As always, adjust your blade height to the proper setting, just over will do. A little bit is fine. Safety glasses. It's going to be a long rip, so let's just rip it. Another good thing to do when you're using your table saw is to lock down your workbench. I did not lock down the wheels, so at the end there it started pushing the bench back with it. Not a big deal, but it's the little things. I could have super easily checked it, made sure that the rolling wheels were locked down and avoided that whole thing. But we survived. We survived. All right, so back out. Chicken coop. God, that thing's so cool. I can't believe that thing didn't do that well on YouTube videos, because that coop is out of this world cool. Everyone who comes over and sees it loves it. And then YouTube was like, yeah, no, thank you. I was like, all right, guy. So that's done. Okay. So we're back at the end here. This is the final piece. Turn on the camera. These are all turning into planter boxes. Okay. So this one, I'm just going to put one screw in real quick, and that way I can go to the other side and mark the proper location. Or not location, mark the proper top. That's what I mean to say. It's a beautiful fit, though. I'll tell you what. Let me tell you. Okay. Okay, so we got the top mark. That'll do, kid. That'll do. Put this guy down. Might have to go get some jigsaw for this. Japanese pool saw. All right. I want you guys to time me on this, okay? I'm tired of bringing you guys to and from the garage for no necessary reason. So, on the count of 3, I'm going to jet over to the garage. I'm going to grab the Japanese pool saw. I'm going to come back and we're going to finish this piece. A couple obstacles in the way we're going to hurdle over. Let's give you guys a good view. Show you guys the rose bushes we're about to hurdle over. I used to be a track star. Totally kidding. Totally. Hey, what's up? What's up, Mineheart? We are working in the backyard today, but right now we are going to see how fast this guy can get to the garage, grab that Japanese pool saw, and come back to finish off this wood. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, that's too big. Darn. Getting too old for that. I'm out of breath already. It's crazy. Anywho. All right, we got the Japanese pull saw. Reason for that on this angled piece, I'm not able to get into it with just the skill saw. So literally all of that for just a 3-second cut. But that's better than having cut marks going through everything, if you ask me. Some people wouldn't care. I probably shouldn't care, to be honest. Oh. All right. Everybody make sure you stay hydrated. Apparently. Showing you guys the sun. Apparently, there are more heat-related deaths in France than there are gun deaths in the US, which is crazy. All right. Whew, what a run. How exciting that was. Also, I'm not sure if you know this, but France doesn't really believe in ice cubes in water, which is weird. All right, last piece for this side, which is awesome. It's always awesome when we're down to the last piece. What's not awesome is when we're down to your last screws and you still have another side to go. Should be able to get at least 4 more boards up, but it's going to be enough to finish. That's for sure. Beautiful. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's 8 screws per. Should be 48. It's looking good. 48. Got the boogers. All right. I'm just curious as to how many screws I really have. Are we just gonna make it? Or are we shit out of luck having to go to the store? I will say that too. In France, like all of the stores are closed on Sundays, pretty much. Some of them even on Mondays. And I don't know how many stores I've been to just to find this lumber alone. I think I went to 3 or 4 different stores before I found a place that had like exterior grade lumber, cost efficient-ish. It's very, very expensive out here for kind of like treated 2x4s and treated pickets or shiplap kind of things. They don't even have fence pickets. If they had 8-foot fence pickets, that's what I'd be using on this bad boy, because it's just the wood. So, and they're like $3 a piece. These guys are 23 euros a piece. So that's probably 28 USD a piece. And for some reason, this type of wood is so expensive here in France. But then the exotic woods, like Wenge, Padauk, Purple Heart, all of these exotic woods that they offer here, Tiger Wood, Tatajuba, I mean, just countless amounts. Even the walnut that I purchased is dirt cheap. So I don't understand that one bit. It's definitely a lot different here in France. But it has its ups and its downs, just like any place. Any place in the world. God, that's awesome. I am a big fan of how this is turning out. It's going to be super nice to get this these rafters put on. And I might just keep it simple, I'm not sure. But I also need to put in some 45s right here that are going to be mortise and tenon joints. So that's why this guy only has 2 screws on each side right now. I have everything pre-drilled, but only 2 screws just holding it in place, because for me to get these mortise and tenon joints in, I will have to install it onto the post itself and then drop the beam into place, making sure that both sides are getting locked into place at the same time. So it's gonna be a little tricky for a solo dolo guy, but we're gonna make it work. And I think I want these to be probably about 50 centimeters long from the short side. That looks like a solid amount to me. Maybe 40. 40 should be fine, but 50 is going to give it a little bit more structural support with holding everything stable, even though this thing probably doesn't need any of that. But this thing is looking sweet. What do you guys think? All right. Turn off the camera, not your guys's, and get everything repositioned. Sweet. Man, I wish I was in my shop right now, guys. I really enjoy doing the live builds in the shop with you guys. It just seems so much more personable to be inside of the shop doing these things with you, such as building little trinkets and shelving units, furniture, just everything. Everything seems so much cooler inside of the wood shop. But not all jobs for me are going to be inside the wood shop. So I am also in the process of starting another remodeling company here in France. So that's going to be cool. So I hope to bring you guys along for some of those remodels on these French houses. But a majority of what I want to do is going to be woodworking projects inside of the shop. So it started with remodeling the garage. If you haven't seen my channel before, turning the garage into the woodworking shop. After that, I did a couple little projects, but then the next big one I was working on was my chicken coop, which is awesome. Go check it out. And then after that, what did we do next? We started really jumping into knives at that point. Cutting boards, knives, cheese knives out of complete wood. Those are sweet. And just all kinds of different projects, shelving units, and yeah, just trying to come up with ideas. So if you guys have any ideas on what you want to see be built, send them my way. We have a lot of exotic woods in the shop to work with because, like I said, we're in France, exotics are cheap. So I can afford to keep on purchasing exotic woods and working with those. All right. So, let's see. For those of you who don't know, I am in the process of building this video. So, everyone on this live is getting a little sneak peek of what the future holds, which is going to be building this entire thing. It sucks with the lighting because we're facing where the sun is at right now. So that's not the best lighting. Maybe off to the side a little bit. Yeah, it's gonna be a little better, but not the best. What can you do? Can't change nature. Nature always wins. Alright, that's gonna have to do. Camera's on. And we are recording and we are live. What's up, people? What's up? Everybody say hello. Smash that like button. How many likes have we got? 2? What's going on? What's going on? No likes? No love? No one wants to share the love? Alright. I might want to trim down these bushes just a little bit. We're going to do this Japanese style because that's what I have on me right now. Just to get them out of the way just a little bit, and we don't want them to grow into the field. Probably just go grab the loppers, and that would be the easiest, but I feel like making things hard on ourselves. Trimming some bushes. Trimming some bushes. It's not what we like to do, but it's sometimes what we have to do. Can stay as they look like they're going to block some privacy. Even though we are completely blocked at this point, but which is awesome. That's exactly what we're looking for. It's just to regain our privacy. Go and clean up the backyard. Because that firewood is just a mess. This guy is sweet. Oh, I forgot we need to tie in a couple of screws on that guy. Oh, you do it? Oh, yeah, I already did it. Cool. I do that. Yeah, I guess I could put 2 more right here, but does it need it? Probably not. I'll do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good, good, good. Good, 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 good. Okay. Just want to make sure that everything is tied together. Yeah. It was funny when I was telling my daughter that I'm gonna build a little house for the firewood to be stored in. She's 5, so she was like, "Oh, okay, Dad. But you need to make sure that there's a cat house in there too, for where the cats can sleep." I was like, "But honey, we don't have cats." She was like, "Yeah, but we're gonna get a cat." I was like, "Honey, we're not getting a cat right now." She's like, "Yeah, but we're gonna get one soon." I was like, "Okay, I'll make sure that there's a place for the cats to sleep." It was cute. Hey, what's up, John? I am building the place that we are going to be storing our beautiful firewood, and it is sweet looking. I guess if I ever get in trouble with the wife, I can come out here and sleep out here. Just kidding. No, yeah, so we're just putting on the siding. I go for vacation tomorrow. So I am just jumping on the live because I feel like it's been a minute since I've been on live. We're not in the normal workshop. we're not doing normal builds right now, but it is what it is. Sometimes we have to do what we have to do. In this case, build a place to store all of the firewood. So yeah, we got a lot. So all of that is oak tree that we cut down, split, and that's gonna take a couple years to dry, at least a good year to dry. Summers get pretty hot out here, so I think it should dry pretty quickly and be ready for firewood probably by next year. And then all of the wood underneath that orange tarp is our original wood, and that stuff is old. So my plan is to cut these guys down into 3 pieces each, because our fireplace on the inside is quite small, and then bring it from the yard into here and stack it all up. So got quite a bit of work ahead of me, and yeah, but you know, I can't always just be in the oh man, that stinks, John. Yeah, I had a hard night sleeping last night, man. I was like, I think I was just having crazy dreams, and I just could not sleep. I woke up with like immense back pain today. Yeah, it was definitely interesting. But told myself to get up and get going. So here we are. We are building stuff. So, same process on the left side as the right side. Take our pieces, butt it up, since everything is nice, plumb, flat, level. We plumb that bad boy up right there to the bottom. Take our clamp, and we clamp this guy in place. Oh, I got on my hands. That is one of the worst. There we go. Okay. So, we've got that guy up. Next step. And I'm going to work out the screws. That sucks. Not too good. Looks great on that. Cool. All right. Then we just come up top with our pencil. And mark that bad boy. This thing's been a pretty cool build so far, though. I really like it. And it's quite simple. Shove that guy through there. Yeah, that's because I am currently recording the video so my mic is hooked up to the camera. This is by far going to be one of my worst lives that I do for you guys, but I just wanted to do it live. So yeah, as you can see right now over there, we are recording because everyone who's watching this live is getting a sneaky peeky at the next video. So thanks you guys. Oh dude, awesome. I'm glad you received the package. That's sweet. That is sweet. Yeah. Good. It's been really cool to see those mail calls and stuff like that coming up on my feed. Yeah, and then my plan is also, so I have all of these offcuts from the tongue and groove, every single board, because originally I did the math. Gotta love it when plans change, right? Originally I did the math to run these boards horizontally across, so everything was going to be just a horizontal shiplap effect instead of vertical. But I decided to match the house, so you can see everything runs vertically on the house, and I was like, what a crooked cut. It's supposed to be crooked. It is at an angle, so I drew my line right up here. You can see that. So this is our angled cut, and that is to match the angle up here where it gets placed. So that angle lines up with that angle, like that. Oh, that's funny. I think that's my first, I don't know if it's sarcasm or if it's real, but if it's real, that's my first hate comment. But trust me, buddy, it ain't crooked. It ain't crooked. It is on the line that I traced. So I'll show you. It goes in right here, and then I'll give you a nice and pretty close-up of it. So once again, move right back into position. Get it leveled out on the bottom, flush with our bottom 2x4. Clamped into place. And then go up top. Clamp this one into place. Just to give us an easier time with getting it together. Put in a screw or two up top and bottom. Hold on, what was it, Less Sugar? Less Sugar? Was that your name, Less Sugar? 1 second, and I will personally bring you up top. And then, if it's crooked, you can tell me what a crooked cut. What a crooked guy. I do need the ladder to reach this side though. It's tall on this side, man. Tell you what. Nice and flattened out. What a crooked cut. Right there. with me, Less Sugar. Hang out. Already got those two. Cool. All right, let's show you Less Sugar. Square the top? What are you talking about? I'll show you the top of this guy right now. So this is the top right here. So you can see we have our angled piece in line with this guy, and then it comes over to meet with this at its flat angle. So yeah, I could also mount all of the boards up here and come through with a multi-tool or skill saw or something like that, but if you ask me, this is a much cleaner cut to put on there. And what piece am I missing in your opinion? Let's see what piece I'm missing, because I don't know if you know this or not, but this is not done, and there's still a lot of work to be done. We still have all of our rafters to tie on top of this guy, and we still have some 45s for in between the beams, but those are getting mortise and tenon joints. So there's 45s going over here, 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 that are going to be mortise and tenon. So I just need to, right now, get the siding on, because it's just an easy step for today. And then when I get back from vacation, I am going to start with the mortise and tenons. But if you would like to see it all, this is just a little sneak peek for everybody who's watching now. I'm doing the full video on how this is being made. It's a storage for my firewood, so not that important, but yeah, the full video is going to come out with all the mortise and tenon joints, those kinds of things, the roof. There's also another, most likely another 45 coming off of here. So we will have a front roof that comes out and extended about foot and a half at a downward slant that connects in with the other roof. So there's still a lot to be done. Thanks, Sandman. I don't know what you're talking about, Less Sugar. You're gonna have to get into detail. What do you mean that? Yeah, typical example of you can't please everybody, right? Makes no sense to me. But hey, by all means, Less Sugar, if you want to fly on over to France and go to 6 different stores just to find this lumber and screws and hardware and things like that, then by all means come on over. I'll give you a saw to work with. You can help me, and we'll get this done together. How's that sound? Tell you what, I will buy the baguettes and cheese for you, and we'll even have a little bottle of wine to celebrate. How's that sound? Cool. So next one goes up, and let me plug you guys in before we lose you. Thanks, Sandman. Yeah, I think so. I think this is just a storage building for, let me show you guys what's going on here. So this is the whole thing right now. And all it's gonna do is house all of this firewood. That's it. That's its one job. It's gonna be to house this firewood. So right now, let's put you guys down. That way I can explain it. Okay? So right now at this point, we have our beam. It's only held in by 2 screws right now, and that's because everything is going to get 45s in between these sides on the inside here, but I'm going to do them out of mortise and tenon joints. And then I want another guy coming from this beam. It's going to be the same height as this back one. So it comes out here, 45 down, back into it, mortise and tenon on both of those. And at the tip of the 45, another ridge beam going across that guy so that we can have a roof that comes out about 1.5 feet, and then a roof that goes back to the back end and down on the other side. So yeah, I think it's turning out great. I don't think that there's anything missing here. In fact, I think that this is very much overkill for a wood storage solution. I mean, we've got 30 centimeter wide footings on each side, rebar and side of the concrete. Concrete goes down, I think it's about 2.5 feet that all of these footings go down. Then we have Simpson strong ties on top of those going into all the posts. Then we built our kind of framed out wall areas for the back and the two sides. Tied everything together, make sure everything is plumb, level, square, all of that kind of stuff. Then we can come back, tighten all of the bolts down, and just make sure that everything's in its place. So then, like I said, 45s are going to be coming in between these guys, but they're all mortise and tenon joints, and it's going to take me a while to do all of these 45s that go on there. So I leave on vacation tomorrow. I figured, hey, let's jump in here, put up all the siding, because what happened was, you see what had happened was all of these bushes that we have that wrap around our entire yard everywhere. We had a huge storm come through and knock over 4 bushes here. So we decided, let's build something to store all this firewood and get it out of the way and get our privacy back at the same time, because the neighbor's pool is right there and our deck for the house is right there. But as you can see, there's a bunch of crooked cuts everywhere on this thing, and on my deck that we built, you know, it's just all crooked. If you look at it like this though and squint an eye, then it looks straight. So that's just how you have to look at that, sugar, and it'll look good for you. But yeah, by all means, sugar, tell me what I'm missing, because if there is something that I'm truly missing from this guy, I would like to know. So if there's something that you see many hours, even days, well, so hold on, let me read that again. I would have avoided all of those 45s with a header piece on top. Could have saved many hours, even days. So I notched these beams right here and set our header or our joist or our raft, whatever the hell you want to call it, doesn't matter. The beam going across it are set into the notched areas. I think that's what you're talking about. And everything you're looking at was one day of work. Today is day 2 of this build, so that's not bad. And I'm only 2 hours into working today, so I don't think that's bad. Yesterday, when I got this done, I had the entire backside done, and then we started doing just this side over here, and now we're working on this side. So for an 8-hour day, I think it was even 7 hours. I don't think I started at 9, because I don't have to. But I don't think that's bad, you know. I don't think that there was any wasted time per se, you know. It was super simple to cut out the notches for these posts on all 4 sides. The foundations took me 1 day, and then the entire building took me the 1 day, you know. So that's not bad. There's no getting around the foundations and letting them cure for the 24 hours and those kind of things. And I still need to come around and remove the forms, get them cleaned up, because I just personally like to do that. So we still need to do that. But yeah, the entire structure, like from the posts and the wall build and everything like that, was like 7 hours of work. So for one guy, just me, you know. I think I did all right. Right. Exactly. It's a woodshed. It's a woodshed. That's exactly what it is. It does not need to be. Let me get you guys on another battery platform. Yeah, it does not. It does not need to be anything crazy. In fact, I think it's a lot crazier than it needs to be for a woodshed. But I like things to look nice, and I think that this is going to look really, really nice at the end of the day. The only thing I'm not sure about, excuse me, sorry, I've had this mucus for days now. The only thing I'm not sure about is whether or not, and this is where it could save me days or hours of time, and that's, should I take, do I have a piece of wood, for example? You guys can use your imagination. So the only thing that I think could save me hours of time or days of time is I have two options for the roof, really. The roof is just going to be a aluminum metal roof that goes on top of this guy. Originally, I was going to do a tile clay roof because that's what we have here in France, and I think it would look nice to match. But cost-wise, for a woodshed, it makes no sense at all. So my options are to lay my 4x4s or 2x4s, whatever, you know, 2x6. Here it's common that they use 4x4s on top and extend it out on both sides by about a foot. So that's one option. Or the other option, which I think is going to look nicer, is going to be to have that 45 coming off of here, coming up, and then a front roof that comes all the way across and comes sloped down and just keeps it a little bit more protected. I don't think it needs it though, so I might just go with a standard, you know, roof over the top kind of thing because it's a woodshed, and I really don't think that I need to do all that extra work and time and stuff like that, but it's the one thing that I'm kind of debating on at this point. What are paper floors? Oh, pallet. Okay, yeah. I was like, paper floors. That sounds awful. They do not. Here in France, every single wood storage place that I've seen, my father-in-law, who has logging companies, and we went to his house, or one of his properties, and we split all oak, and we split a total of 4 trees in 2 days, and brought some to my house, brought some to my wife's cousin's house, and over to his house, just all different places. We got wood for the winter, you know. But even him, and he's got a bunch of companies out here, all based around logging. They just put it on the ground. They don't put any kind of flooring down whatsoever. I might do the pallet flooring because I actually have extra pallets. But I also might just leave it as is because right now our wood that's underneath the shed is on the ground. It hasn't been an issue, you know. So let's see what this phone is complaining about. We'll turn that off. The camera's overheating. Not you guys. You guys are good. You're funny, Sandman. Yeah, it's definitely, I think it's definitely not a tarp. Definitely not a tarp. I think it's going to be they make a aluminum roofing that looks exactly like the tile, oh shoot, what are they called? They're not shingles. They're the clay roofs that they have here in France. They make one out of an aluminum that looks pretty much identical to them, So I'm thinking I'm gonna do that. That way it matches, because every single one of our neighbors and houses, in fact, in this entire village, has clay roofs. So the only thing that doesn't have a clay roof in this place is my chicken coop. Let me show you guys that real quick, so you can laugh at all my crooked cuts on that if you would like to, sugar. Let's take you to my chicken coop. And yes, it's all treated wood. It's what they call a class 4 wood out here. And yeah, so it's the best weather wood that we can get. So this is my chicken coop that I built. I have a full video on my page on this guy as well. And it's all out of pallet. So this one is just all recycled pallet wood. You can see the discoloration in the paint, and that's because I built this during the dead of winter when it was as humid and as wet as it could be. And I just wanted to get paint on it. I knew I should have waited until now, summertime, to paint it. But that's what I get for being impatient. And yeah, so this chicken coop has a couple little secret features. One of them is, well, that's not a secret feature. I just put this up here just the other day, but I need to run it up top. But you can see that little tube. I also need to clean it before we go on vacation tomorrow. So there's a little tube right there, right? And that tube comes up into the chimney over here. Oh my God, sorry about my camera ship. And then that is where I fill their food from. So I just fill that up, and we're good for 2 months, usually at a time, about 6 weeks actually, I'd say. And you just put the cap right back on it, and then the chickens are good to go. They have a back door right back here, so this whole thing makes it easy to clean from. And then on this side right here, we have our access into getting our eggs. So, and their little nesting boxes and things like that. So, and then that just comes right back down, and voila, you have the chicken coop, which is super, super, super cool. So this is the only building that doesn't have and the other shed that I built. This is but that was a kit. That was just a kit. It was the first thing I bought when I came here because we needed somewhere to store some things. And I got a really good deal. Well, kind of. I paid 360 euros for this shed, but we just needed something quick. So that's got a asphalt roof. My chicken coop has an asphalt roof. And then you can see that all of the houses here in La Bred are the tile roofs. So this guy is super, super fancy. And I bet you this, no one else in this world has a chicken coop that looks as cool as this, right? The windows are all handmade, custom made. So I'm just gonna come through maybe later this summer, and I'm gonna sand down all of these spots and repaint. But I knew during winter time when I was painting that it was way too humid. I was running into a lot of rainy days, but I really wanted to get it done and over here. And so I went for it. I knew I was making a mistake, but shit happens, people, all right? So I painted when I wasn't supposed to paint, and I know that. And look at it, it's just fine. I'm just gonna do a little touch-up work, you know? And that's what I told myself when I was first painting it. I said, you know what, Brandon, just go for it, paint it, and then later on in summer, you can come back and you can touch it up instead of having to paint the whole thing in summer. It is what it is. I thought it was a great idea at the time, so. Yeah, all right, enough chit-chat. Maybe I should do some work. Yeah, that chicken coop was awesome to build and everything. And that the roof framing just threw my mind for a freaking spin. That was crazy to get the hexagon shape in the front and have it at the same pitch as the rest of the roof and match up. Man, I mean, it had me stumped for a minute, but I finally figured it out, and it went perfectly after that. So it's one hell of a build, and the chickens love it. Yeah, she's next to it right now, actually. Yeah, but I love that coop. It's by far one of my favorite. By far one of my favorite boats to date. That one's got quite a hefty warp up top. We'll set this to the side because I do have some extra board. Much nicer. Much nicer. Is there a way to get that? It's got a broken piece. We're gonna have to chop that off first. Less sugar, this one's for you. Watch this. So I don't know if you can see it. Well, I'm sure you guys can see that, but this whole piece is broken off right here. Now I know for a fact I'm gonna have plenty of material on this guy to move forward with cutting that guy off. So, sugar, this one's for you. Take your speed square, butt that sucker up. Right, there we go. Give you guys a straight, clean cut. I should probably put my goggles on just so I don't get any dust in them again. Here you go. That sounded awful, man. I shouldn't have been holding it up at this angle, but I was trying to show you. And that, my friend, is a nice, clean 90. If you want to go crazy, you can even take off the edge. You have no need for that. All right, back to what we're doing. My wife's gonna get home and say, "What the hell have you done today?" Just kidding. Just kidding. That's not who she is. Hello. How are you? Oh yeah? On her nose?
Yeah.
The tonsils?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
September
24?
Yeah.
I stole you. What's that?
It's nothing but this.
It doesn't have to have a big camera. Yeah. It's perfect for the phone though. It's a little bit like this. Yeah. No, that'll be good though for maybe get that down, you know. The tonsils. Yeah.
She put her then on antibiotics.
Okay. Wow.
So she's like, oh, so it's been a while and it's still a lot. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't know what to do, you know. Yeah. She's blowing on my roof, you know, as many times as she can, you know.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, I would do that because when she has the appointment, she needs to be like clear, you know. So yeah.
Okay. Well. Yeah. That's.
I don't know if we should. I think we should start today. The problem is that usually antibiotics need to stay in the fridge.
Oh, okay.
But tomorrow.
Maybe we start tomorrow then.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah. Because no matter what, we're in 5 days, but we're coming back, you know.
Yeah.
And gonna run into that. Okay. Alright. No, that's at least they said something helpful this time. You know, it's been a lot of I don't know. Here's antibiotics. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, cool. You know. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. No, that'll be good. Oh, 10%. Chicken coop condo. Thanks, Sam, man. My wife just got back So we just found out our daughter is going to have her tonsils removed, which is honestly a good thing at this point because it's been a lot of back and forth on doctors not knowing what's going on and we're like, come on. Yeah, so it's good news that someone finally told us something about what's going on. Real Chicken Housewives. You might be onto something. You might be onto something. Coming up next. Yeah. Oh, we've had a cat that's been messing with them. So there's the drama hook that we need for the show. We can take the cat out. These angles, I swear, they take so much longer than like the backside, of course. Because on this backside, they were all, I think it was 198 centimeters. So I was able to line up 4 boards at once and just cut 198 out of them. And this backside went so much quicker than putting it in place, clamping it in place, marking it, taking the clamps off, putting it down, cutting it, putting it back up, clamping it back up, screwing it in. Oh my God. I could, but it's kind of the same thing. Just like take this angle, because the angle is remaining the same the entire way down, and cut that angle piece, but then I'm stuck with having to cut the bottom down to length and doing that. So it's just, yeah, or I flip it over, mark it from the bottom. Either way, this part just takes a little bit more time, so it is what it is. I'm cool with it. All right, let's do another as the cat's like he's like, in order for me to move into the house, we must get rid of the chickens. All right, here's another crooked cut for you coming up. Pinch. These boards, some of them have a lot of flex in them. You can see how bad it's pinching down on my blade. So we're gonna get it free. Ay, ay, ay. That's a first time on this though. It's a lot of pinch. We'll come from the other side now that it's got its relief, and we won't have that issue. Of course, when I say it, it's the worst example that I can give you, you know? Try to be a little bit of a dick and be funny about it, and it's the worst example I could have possibly given you. It's exactly what you wanted. No, it still turned out fine. It's great. But that is called karma. Gotta be a silly Millie. position. Go down. Got the clamp on there too tight. She's a beaut. She's nice and smooth like. Dude, that root is gonna be the death of me. I need to extinguish it. Yeah, originally for the floor, I was even thinking about building a frame inside of here and putting just a couple of supports underneath it to hold that frame. But I really just, I don't think it needs it. Especially once we have the roof over this guy. I think everything's gonna be a-okay in this area. Take it easy, Sandman. Thanks, Sandman. Build another house and see what moves in. Not a bad idea. And my daughter would be thrilled if there was a cat. She would be thrilled. We're gonna go up top for this one. Nice. I will say the one thing that I do wish I would have done differently is, but they were so much more expensive. I mean, they were double the cost, almost triple the cost actually. Was these posts that we're using on all four corners are, they call them 9x9s here, 90 millimeters, so 9 centimeters by 9 centimeters. And the next size up was quite a jump, but it was to 14 by 14 and 140 by 140, and it would have looked so much nicer, and like what I was going for in my head. It would have just looked so much nicer to have those like beefy posts, but for the cost difference, I wasn't willing to do it, and I was like, you know what, these 9x9s are going to be just fine on that side of things. I think the 14 by 14 comes out to be closer to like a 6x6, you know, and it's just outrageously expensive here for those. So that's the one thing where I wish that I would have done it differently, and I'll show you why. The reason that I don't like it is because I really wanted to match the house, which are the battens going down it, you know, kind of the that look. So I wanted to match the house and do that exact same look on the side here, you know, on the wood storage siding. But because I have these 9x9s, and then these guys in here are 7 by 4.5 or something like that, I should have gotten smaller, but these looked like a standard 2x4 to me, like, because I'm used to the standard USA measurements and things like that. So these looked closest to the 2x4s, but I didn't count for the difference with the siding. So now my siding lands directly flush with this guy, and if I put battens on it, they're gonna stick out from the siding, and I don't like that idea. So I'm just gonna keep it, I think, as is, which is without those battens. And yeah, so I won't have that exact match, but I think it still looks good. But my original plan has changed. Yeah, I think the 9x9s are going to be plenty strong. I would assume that they would be plenty strong, especially because I'm not putting a heavy roof on top of here. You know, it's going to be the probably 4x4s, something like that, run across the top, and then the roofing after that. So I'm not even sure if I'm going to do the wooden panels first. We'll see about that, or if I just get some plywood. Not plywood, sorry, because plywood, one, isn't great for exterior, and two, is expensive as hell out here. I think they want like 160 euros for a piece of plywood out here. Now you can get the like MDF boards type, or not MDF. MDF is also cheaper, but like the particle board and that stuff is a little bit cheaper for sure. I think that one is affordable, like makes sense cost wise. But plywood is nuts out here. I could not. I was originally going to build my cabinets inside of the workshop out of plywood, and it was like, I kid you not, 160 euros per piece. And I was like, this is nuts. Like, that's not happening. So I ended up building my cabinets out of glued together pine board, and it worked perfectly fine. Japan goes Japan. 3 floors high and real heavy roof, and it takes 3 generations to pay for the house. Jeez, that's crazy. Yeah, but those Japanese buildings are very, very intricate and awesome. Just beautiful designs on them. So everything takes a lot more time to make those, and I think, you know, that definitely apparently shows for it in the price. Let's start cooking. cooking on fire. So right now I'm in the process of filming the video for this. So I have my actual camera set up right over here on the right side shooting in. But it's really having a problem with the heat right now. And there's a lot of overheating going on. Where'd my glasses go? My glasses. Oh, right behind you guys. Give those back. Give those back, sugar. Yeah, but I think it's that kind of like attention to detail. And like I said, for this build, I still want to think that I'm paying attention to details on this build. But this is nothing compared to like what I do inside of the woodworking shop when it comes down to like furniture making and things like that, you know. But I still think I paid pretty damn good attention. But yeah, it's like nothing's ever perfect. You can only strive for perfection and the best possible outcome. I am about to run out of screws though. I thought I had just enough. Napping. Nothing. I'm gonna be shy by like 6 screws. That is so annoying. Can't believe I'm shy by just a few screws. Even unexposed boards have to match each other with knot size and consistency. Yeah, I saw a lot of the, and I'm getting eaten up by mosquitoes, even though I have spray on me. I saw a lot in the US, obviously, concrete workers would always save their forms and reuse them, you know, so it makes sense, but you know there's got to be that one Japanese contractor out there who's just the total opposite of all of them and doesn't give a shit. He walks out there like this. He's like, yeah, we get that done half the price. You know it. It's the same everywhere in the world. There's always one. Ooh, this one's a wet board. This is where it would be nice to be back in the US with my company, because I had employees that could do the cutting while we're doing the screw. We would have had this done in 1 day. Well, 2 days, including the foundation work, of course, because that has to sit up for a day, but that wouldn't be a whole day's work. You know, we'd come in, probably knock all of that out in just a couple hours time, and then come back the next day to start building. And I bet you we would have had this done 1 day, two days, kind of maximum for this build with everything. So yeah, for sure. I mean, if this is day 2 for me on working, well, technically this is day 3, because 1 day for the foundations, you got to count it. It counts as a day. But yeah, so this went really quickly, and all that's left is the roof. So by myself, I'd say that this is a 4-day project, and with the couple other employees, I think we could get this done 2 days, 3 days maximum, like maybe a 3rd day of little things to do, kind of. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, no. That's always the case, you know. And I think with, you know, with times changing, it's just inevitable. You know, you can't expect the kids, like you're saying, they're dressing up in animal costumes and things like that. Like, dude, could you imagine if your great grandpa saw that or something? They'd be probably freaking out, you know. You told them that you were a dog, or you told them all your pronouns. Yeah, wouldn't fly. The nice part though, so I think I told you already, I was planning on building this horizontally with all of these pieces. So I had originally bought 3-meter long pieces, because on these sides I can cut each board into 3 pieces and stack them that way. But then I decided not to, and realized that I'm gonna have a lot of extra 1-meter cut off pieces here, you know. And but I'm gonna turn them into other creations, exterior. Most likely we need a lot more planter boxes here as well, so a bunch of raised garden beds for us, and things like that, bird houses, whatever else I can think of exterior wise, since this is some nice exterior stuff. That goes that way. Up in place. Yep. do have some other screws. The problem is that they're not exterior rated, so I don't really want to use them. I don't think they are. I can go check. My God, I'm freaking, yeah. I think I have 8, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 3 more plus 8. I need 11 screws. I do have some exterior rated, but they're long. Take this bottom out, shift it a little bit. Hey, Red. Six. Camera overheated again. I just heard it. Bam, 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 bam. Okay. So yeah, I'm missing like 10 screws. But I do have longer ones, 60 millimeter, that are exterior. And I think I'm just gonna pull out a couple. They're just really long for what I need, but it's better than having to drive all the way to the store to grab some 45 centimeters. And yeah, that is what it is, right? Yeah, I think Japan would be a pretty interesting place to visit. But I've heard it's beautiful though. I have not been to Japan. Been a lot of places, but not Japan. This one's upside down. There we go. Okay, so once again, we are down to the second to last piece, which means that before I mark this top and cut it flush and things like that, I want to take my tape measure and measure that gap on top, middle, and bottom, and just make sure that everything is equal at this point. Do any fine adjusting if I need to. That way on that last piece, when we go to the table saw inside the workshop to rip it down, instead of having to rip down, say, 15 centimeters at the top and 14.5 at the bottom, we just rip 15. So it's easier to make sure that this second to last board is giving you an equal line. Okay, so 16.5. the exact same as the other side, which is awesome. Cool. So let's go up top, mark this bad boy. We're measuring 16. There we go. 16, which is the exact same size as this side, which is awesome. It's what it should be. So, man, oh man, I'm getting tired of that junk. Okay, make sure we're back in the same place because everything is perfect on that. Over just to here. Throw a clamp up top, and then I can adjust both sides from there. All right, we got 16 across the board. Last of our screws. Get rid of that cheap drill bit it comes with. Cheers. Okay, so we need our other screws, and while we're at it, we'll mark this board first, the next one, and bring that with us to the shop. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 extra of these guys. that clamp on there for now. And we're gonna cut this guy. This is just a rough cut to get us to keep a nicer spare piece for our future builds. So this is the piece that we need to rip down to 15.5, which is going to give us that ½ centimeter gap that we're looking for. Man, it is pretty, it feels okay out actually today, but the camera is telling me otherwise. The camera's saying, it's hot. Turn me off. All right, so let's take you guys to my woodworking shop. Make sure this camera's off. That way it can cool down. So we need to grab screws and we need to rip this board down at the table saw real quickly. And that's what we have to do. Bring my safety glasses, grab the table saw, bring this, bring you, and bring the board, and then we're good to go. All right, let's rock and roll. Let's go to the wood shop. Sorry, the shaky camera. Usually I have you guys on my gimbal, but that is on the actual camera that I'm using to record footage right now. So, and that's, sorry, more important than the live footage. I know. It's hard to choose. It really is. It really, really was. All right, here's the wood shop. Let's get you guys just sit down here for now because this is going to be a quick cut. So it's a mess right now. I mean, it's never in this condition. But yesterday, as I was finishing up with what I was building, it started to storm. A storm was coming in, and I had to put everything inside of the wheelbarrow and just start running it over here to make sure that my equipment didn't get wet. So I had everything, and I just started throwing it in the shop everywhere I could, and just trying to get it out of here. So usually my shop is pretty freaking spotless, I'm not gonna lie. And that's how I usually like to keep it. So, but for today, since I knew I wasn't doing much in here, we're just going to run the table saw real quick, get this guy cut down, and at that point, yeah, this is the last board that needs to be installed. We're gonna grab these, which are longer than what I need. The only other ones I have are spec 40, but they're small, and I believe they are just interior. I don't think that these are exterior rated. Unlike these, which are galvanized and good for the exterior. So that's what we're working with. All right, so saw's already set because it was the exact same thickness as the other side, which was perfect. I planned that. All right. Thanks, sugar. Yeah, so this is the workshop. I'll show you just real quick, kind of a round tour. Drill press is usually turned this way. And so that's my little drill press area. I got the compressor. Compressor sits underneath here. It's got its ventilation hole over here. And the holes go all the way through because in this one I have my chip extraction system. And then underneath the miter saw, I have my dust extraction system underneath there. So everything kind of, I'll show you real quick as well. Over here, extension cord, and then the extension cord for the air compressor, so everything is easier. All of these cabinets are just built out of pine boards, which was very simple to work with and use. And then I just built a drill storage station with a little space in the middle for my speakers and stuff like that. And then over here, we have, that thing's my favorite. That is how I turn on all of my systems underneath the cabinets here. I still have a lot of work to do on this shop. As you can see, I don't have nearly as many French cleat options as I would like to. I still have drawers to build for down here on these bases over here so I can organize everything. Behind that door over there, I have some work that I still want to do. And then I would like to figure out better storage solutions over here for my wood and lumber. So I think I'm going to move all of that towards this other side. But that's all in due time. There's a lot of work to be done. All right, let's run this board through. It's the last board that we need, so it'll be nice to get that done. If I cut this on this side, then it doesn't matter which side you cut it on. It's flippable. Okay. Got that last board cut down. We got the screws we're going to use for that. And nothing to it but to do it. Let's go. Our other chickens are out and about in the front. Oh, almost forgot the screws. Go do that, man. My God, this is impossible to grab everything at once. But we're doing it. Ugh, off we are. My life. Using Amber's headphones. All right. We are back. So yes, this is what we've been working on for everyone who doesn't know. It's a storage solution that gains our privacy back. The neighbor's pool is right over there, and our patio is right over there. So you could see directly through here where a storm took out all of these bushes that connected. And so we are now building this for all of this firewood to be stored in. So that's what we're working on. And we have one last piece. Hurrah! And then after that, we have 1,000 more pieces to do. But that's all different. That's all roof work, etc., etc. Turn off that. Okay. One last piece. One last piece. One last piece. Let's go. One last piece. One last piece. So that guy needs. We'll push that guy first. Okay, yeah, you guys got a good shot. Derriere. I didn't want to use these larger screws, but we're gonna have to. So. So we're just gonna have to put one clamp on the bottom just to hold this guy in place while we mark it. It's gonna go in this way. It's perfect. Okay, so that's being held in place by the clamp. As we can come up top, make sure we're flush. And this is where I had to pull out the Japanese pull saw last time because of the weird cut. I'll show you. So on this last piece, because it goes into the 4x4 post up there, it's kind of like a angled cut down and then straight and level over. So I take my skill saw, I cut down into this corner, come back with the skill saw, cut into this corner, but it leaves behind a small area that the round blade can't reach. So you can use a jigsaw at that point to finish it off, or you can just cut it with a little handsaw, whatever works for you. I hate crossing arms, but I'm not that great with my left hand. But make it work. It just takes a little longer than usual, because I don't believe I am that ambidextrous. At least not for holding a saw. Perfect. Nice and smooth. And our last piece is cut. Yeah, you guys get like a little sneak peek of this video. So, congratulations. No, I think it'll be cool. I don't think it'll be like a crazy performing video or anything like that, but you know, some of these builds just need to be done, like this one. All right, so let's get this last piece installed. I should turn on the camera for this one last shot. One last piece. 2 screws. You think the battery will make it? 2 more screws. 2 more screws. 2 more screws. Let's do it. I have 1 more screw left to go, and the battery is completely dead. It was dying on the last 3 screws. Now it's, oh, yeah, dead. What a thing. That's crazy. 1, 2. There we go. Use that. We did it, guys and girls. We did it. So, we finally have all 3 sides up, and we have our privacy back. But we're not done with this build. We still have a bunch of mortise and tenon joints to do on this build. To get the roof installed, we have a whole bunch of little things. But this was day 2 of the build. Day 2, I want to say, because we had 1 day. Well, this is day 3 of the build. Day 1, laying foundation. So day 1 was getting these foundations in, getting everything laser leveled to each other, and making sure that we were good there, getting these Simpson strong ties installed. After that, actually that was on day 2, because I just let the concrete cure until the next day. And then the next day I came back and I was able to get up the entire structure of this guy and the entire row of the back siding. So day 2 was installing Simpson strong ties, building all of the forms for the walls out, installing the 4x4 posts on each side, getting the beams cut down to size and installed on top. So day 2 was about a 7-hour day, and I got a whole bunch done. Today I started work at about 10 o'clock, and it is 1 o'clock now for me over in France. So that means 1:20. So we worked for, we'll call it 4 hours. And that's not bad. That means we're about 11 hours into this project, plus the foundation day, which was a couple of hours, 13 hours in this build so far. And we're gonna have a place for our firewood and to have our privacy back. So pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. Now we just have a bunch more to do. So I can't show you guys the rest of everything, but the firewood that's over here is going to go into its home, and I have a secret build coming up for this storage solution that is going to be included somewhere on this side right here. So if you guys want to find out what that little secret addition is to this storage solution, then go ahead and smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and I will be dropping this video when I get back from vacation. So, till then, peace. Thanks guys for coming and hanging out. We'll see you soon. Adios, muchachos.